My dearest one, you are not imagining it. What you've been sensing is real. The strange tension in the air, the sudden silence of people you once trusted, the distance in voices that once called you family. All of it has a root. All of it has a reason. And now, the veil must be lifted. I have come to speak with you, not to frighten you, but to protect you. To show you what's moving in the unseen. Because, child of light, the time has come for truth to rise. And this truth may cut deep a broken bar, but it will set you free. You are being targeted. Not by a stranger. Not by an outsider. But by your sister. Yes, a broken bar, the one you shared your secrets with. The one you defended. The one you never thought would turn on you. Her smile may still stretch across her face when she sees you, but her heart no longer blesses your name. Her intentions are darker than you know. At first, it started as envy, small and hidden. A quiet irritation in her soul whenever others praised you. Whenever your light shined, hers seemed to fade. She couldn't understand why people were drawn to you. She didn't know how to process your growth, your healing, your favor. And instead of asking heaven to bless her to a broken bar, she let the seed of jealousy take root. It grew slowly, like a weed twisting around her heart. And now a broken bar, she's no longer just hurting in silence. She's plotting in secret. Whispering false stories. Feeding lies to the very people you thought were protecting you. People you love. People you trusted. She knows who to speak to. She knows how to sound believable. She covers her envy with concern. She masks her betrayal as honest worry. She tells them you've changed. That you've become proud. That you think you're better than them. And while you've been busy healing, growing, praying, and protecting your peace, she's been crafting a narrative. A subtle, insidious tale designed to dim your light. To isolate you. To make you question yourself. To make you feel like the ground beneath you is shifting, like the love you once leaned on is slipping away. You've felt it, haven't you? The way conversations stop when you enter a room. The way eyes avoid yours. The way your name is spoken with a hesitation that wasn't there before. You've wondered if you did something wrong. You've searched your heart, replaying moments, asking yourself if you've offended someone, if you've strayed too far from who you used to be. But I'm here to tell you, my dearest, it's not you. It's her. This is not a story of your failure. It's a story of her choices. And it's a story of your strength, or a strength you're only beginning to understand. Let's go back to the beginning, to the moments when the roots of this betrayal were first planted. You and your sister were close once, weren't you? You shared laughter that echoed through the house, secrets whispered under blankets, dreams spun in the quiet of the night. You were her confidant, her ally, her safe place. You stood up for her when others didn't see her worth. You held her hand through her own storms, even when it meant setting aside your own needs. You loved her fiercely, unconditionally, the way only a sibling can. And she loved you too, or so it seemed. But love, when it's not tended with care, can twist into something else. something bitter. Something that festers. You didn't notice it at first. How could you? You were too busy living, growing, becoming. You were stepping into your purpose, shedding old wounds, learning to walk with your head held high. You were praying more, loving more, forgiving more. You were becoming a beacon, a light that others couldn't help but notice. People were drawn to you not because you demanded it, but because your spirit radiated something pure, something true. You didn't seek their admiration, but it came anyway. You didn't chase their approval, but it followed you. And that's when the first seeds of envy took hold in her heart. It wasn't about one moment. It wasn't about a single event. It was a slow accumulation of small things. The way a mutual friend complimented your courage. The way your mother smiled when you shared your dreams. The way strangers seemed to linger in your presence, as if they could sense the warmth of your soul. Each of these moments, so beautiful to you, felt like a slight to her. She began to compare. She began to measure. She began to wonder why her own light didn't seem to shine as brightly. And instead of looking within, instead of seeking her own path, she turned her gaze toward you not with love, but with resentment. You might ask, why didn't she just talk to you? Why didn't she come to you with her pain, her questions, her doubts? That's the tragedy of envy, my dearest. It doesn't seek understanding. It doesn't seek healing. It seeks to destroy. It whispers lies to the heart that holds it, convincing it that the only way to feel whole is to tear down the one who seems to have what you lack. And so, she didn't come to you. She didn't ask for your help. She didn't confess her struggles. Instead, she began to build a wall, one brick at a time, each one laid with a quiet, calculated intent. The first signs were subtle. A comment here, a sigh there. A moment of silence when you shared good news. A flicker of something in her eyes when someone praised you. You brushed it off, didn't you? You told yourself it was nothing. You told yourself she was just tired, or stressed, or going through something you didn't understand. You didn't want to believe that the sister you loved could harbor anything but love for you. And that's what makes this so painful. Your heart, so open, so trusting, couldn't fathom the depth of her shift. But the shift was real. And it grew. The weed of jealousy wrapped tighter around her heart, choking out the love that once lived there. She began to see you not as her sister, but as her rival. She began to believe that your success, your joy, your light, was somehow stealing from hers. She couldn't celebrate your victories without feeling her own defeats. She couldn't witness your growth without measuring her own stagnation. And so, she made a choice to dim your light rather than kindle her own. It started with words. Soft, careful words, spoken in private to those she knew would listen. She chose her audience carefully, a people who loved you, but who were vulnerable to doubt. People who might believe her because they trusted her too. She didn't accuse you outright. That would have been too obvious, too risky. Instead, she planted seeds of her own. She spoke in half-truths, in gentle suggestions, in phrases cloaked with concern. "I'm worried about her," she might have said. "She's not the same anymore." Or, "I don't know what's gotten into her, she's acting like she's above us." She knew how to make her words sound like love, even as they dripped with poison. And people listened. Not because they wanted to hurt you, but because they didn't know better. They didn't see the web she was weaving. They didn't hear the undertone of envy in her voice. They took her words at face value, and slowly, imperceptibly, their view of you began to shift. They began to question you. They began to wonder if maybe, just maybe, she was right. And with each conversation, each whispered doubt, the distance between you and them grew. You felt it, didn't you? The way your mother's hugs seemed a little less warm. The way your friends' laughter didn't reach their eyes. The way family gatherings felt heavy, like a storm was brewing just beneath the surface. You tried to ignore it. You tried to tell yourself it was all in your head. But it wasn't. It was her. It was her words, her lies, her carefully crafted narrative, working its way through the hearts of those you held dear. And yet, even as she worked to tear you down, you continued to rise. You continued to pray. You continued to heal. You continued to walk in your purpose. And that, my dearest, is what infuriated her the most. She expected you to crumble. She expected her words to break you, to make you doubt yourself, to make you shrink back into the shadows. But you didn't. You kept shining. You kept growing. You kept loving. And with every step you took toward your light, her darkness grew. She escalated her efforts. The whispers became louder, the lies bolder. She began to twist your actions, to misrepresent your words, to paint you as someone you're not. She told them you were arrogant, when all you were doing was standing in your truth. She told them you were distant, when all you were doing was protecting your peace. She told them you had changed, when all you had done was become more of who you were meant to be. And the people who believed her or those who didn't know better began to pull away. They began to treat you differently. They began to look at you through the lens she had crafted. But here's the truth, my dearest, her lies can only go so far. They can wound, yes. They can hurt, yes. They can make you question everything you thought you knew. But they cannot extinguish your light. They cannot undo your purpose. They cannot stop the truth from rising. Because you, child of light, are stronger than her deception. You are more than her betrayal. You are held by a power greater than her envy, a love deeper than her lies. This is not the end of your story. This is not the moment where you fall. This is the moment where you rise. This is the moment where you see clearly, where you understand what's been moving in the unseen, where you reclaim your peace and your power. This is the moment where you choose truth over illusion, love over fear, light over darkness. But I know it hurts. I know the weight of this betrayal feels like a stone in your chest. I know the thought of your sister or your own flesh and blood turning against you is almost too much to bear. You've asked yourself why. You've wondered what you could have done differently. You've searched your heart for answers, for reasons, for ways to make sense of this pain. And I'm here to tell you, you didn't cause this. You didn't deserve this. This is not a reflection of your worth, your goodness, your light. This is a reflection of her struggle, her choices, her pain. You may want to confront her. You may want to demand answers, to call her out, to expose her lies. And that's natural. That's human. But before you do, pause. Breathe. Listen to the still, small voice within you. The voice that knows there's a better way. The voice that knows vengeance doesn't heal, but truth does. The voice that knows your sister is not your enemy, she's a soul caught in her own darkness, a soul who needs healing as much as you do. Confrontation may come, but let it come from a place of clarity, not anger. Let it come from a place of love, not retribution. Let it come from a place of strength, not woundedness. And if it doesn't come at all, if you choose to walk away, to release her to her own journey, that's okay too. Because your healing doesn't depend on her apology. Your peace doesn't depend on her confession. Your light doesn't depend on her approval. So what do you do now? How do you move forward when the ground feels unsteady, when the people you love feel distant, when the sister you trusted has turned against you? You start by anchoring yourself in truth. You start by remembering who you are. You are not the lies she's told. You are not the doubts she's planted. You are not the isolation she's tried to create. You are a child of light, a soul of purpose, a heart of love. You are held by a power that no lie can touch, a love that no betrayal can break. Begin by protecting your peace. Guard your heart, not with walls, but with wisdom. Choose carefully who you share your dreams with, who you let into your sacred spaces. Not everyone deserves access to your light, and that's okay. That's not pride, that's discernment. Surround yourself with those who see you clearly, who love you fiercely, who celebrate your growth without envy. They're out there, my dearest. They may not be the ones you expected, but they're there. And they will hold you up when others try to pull you down. Then, forgive. Not because she deserves it, but because you do. Forgiveness isn't about excusing her actions. It's not about pretending the pain didn't happen. It's about releasing the weight of her betrayal so it no longer holds you captive. It's about choosing to walk in freedom, even when she's still bound by her choices. Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to trust her again. It doesn't mean you have to let her back into your heart. It means you trust yourself to heal, to rise, to shine, no matter what she's done. And finally, keep shining. Keep growing. Keep praying. Keep loving. Her lies can't stop you unless you let them. Her envy can't dim your light unless you allow it. Her betrayal can't define you unless you give it permission. You are more than this moment. You are more than this pain. You are a soul on a journey, a light in the darkness, a heart that will not be broken. There will be days when it feels heavy. There will be nights when the tears come, when the questions swirl, when the ache of her betrayal feels like it might swallow you whole. And that's okay. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself grieve the sister you thought you had, the trust you thought was unbreakable, the love you thought would last. But don't stay there. Don't let the grief become your home. Let it pass through you, like a storm that clears the air. And when it's gone, step back into your light. You may wonder if she'll ever change. If she'll ever see the truth. If she'll ever come to you with a heart full of repentance. And the truth is, I don't know. Some souls find their way back to love. Some don't. But her journey is not your responsibility. Her healing is not your burden. Your responsibility is to your heart, your peace, your purpose. Trust that the same power that's guiding you will guide her too, in its own time, in its own way. And if it doesn't, trust that you can still thrive, still shine, still love, without her. The people she's turned against you, they may come back. They may see through her lies. They may realize the truth and return to you with apologies, with love, with open hearts. Or they may not. And that's okay too. Your worth isn't measured by their approval. Your light isn't diminished by their distance. The ones who are meant to walk with you will find their way. The ones who aren't will fade, and you'll be stronger for it. This is your moment, my dearest. This is your time to rise. Not in spite of her betrayal, but because of it. Because you've seen the darkness, and you've chosen the light. Because you've felt the pain, and you've chosen to heal. Because you've faced the lies, and you've chosen the truth. You are not a victim of her envy. You are a warrior of your own soul. You are not a casualty of her deception. You are a beacon of your own light. So stand tall. Breathe deep. Let the truth settle into your bones. Let it anchor you, strengthen you, guide you. You are not alone in this. You are held by a love that's greater than her lies, a power that's stronger than her betrayal, a purpose that's bigger than her envy. You are seen. You are known. You are loved. And you will rise. This truth may have cut deep, but it has set you free. Now, go. Walk in your light. Live in your truth. Shine without fear. The world is waiting for you, and your sister's darkness cannot stop what's coming. Your story is far from over, and the best chapters are still unwritten. Forever with you, your guardian of truth, and so, my dearest, as the truth settles into the quiet corners of your heart, let it become not a weight, but a wing. Let it lift you above the shadows cast by your sister's envy, above the whispers that sought to dim your light, above the ache of a trust broken. This moment, painful though it may be, is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one written in the ink of resilience, illuminated by the glow of your unyielding spirit. You stand now at a crossroads, where the path of hurt could pull you downward, tempting you to linger in the grief of what was lost, or where the path of healing can carry you forward, toward a horizon where your light shines brighter than ever before. Choose the latter, my beloved, not because it is easy, but because it is yours. This is the sacred work of your soul, to rise, to reclaim, to radiate. You are not defined by the lies told about you, nor by the betrayal that sought to fracture your peace. you are defined by the way you choose to walk through this fire, not unscathed, but unbroken, not unscarred, but undaunted. The truth has cut deep, yes, but it has also carved out space for a freedom you are only beginning to understand. It has stripped away illusions, revealing the raw, radiant core of who you are, a child of light, a vessel of purpose, a heart that cannot be dimmed by the darkness of another's choices. Your sister's actions, though they sting, are not the final word. They are a chapter, not the book. And the pen is in your hands now, to write what comes next with courage, with grace, with love. Feel the weight of this moment, but do not let it anger you to despair. Let it be a teacher, guiding you toward discernment, toward boundaries, toward a deeper trust in the still, small voice within you. That voice, my dearest, is your compass. It knows the way through this storm. It knows the path to peace. It whispers to you even now, reminding you that you are not alone, that you are held by a love greater than any lie, a power stronger than any betrayal. Lean into that love. Let it wrap around you like a cloak, shielding you from the coldness of those who have turned away. Let it remind you that your worth is not measured by the approval of others, not even by the sister who once knew you best. Your worth is woven into the very fabric of your being, a divine thread that no one can unravel. You are enough, just as you are. You are enough, even in your pain. You are enough, even as you heal. And as you step forward, know that healing is not a destination, but a journey, a sacred, winding road that will lead you to places of beauty you cannot yet imagine. The pain of your sister's betrayal may linger, like a bruise that aches when touched. There will be days when the memory of her words, her actions, her carefully crafted lies, will rise unbidden, threatening to pull you back into doubt. There will be nights when you wonder if you could have done something differently, if you could have loved her better, if you could have seen the signs before the weed of envy took root. Let those moments come, my dearest, but do not let them stay. Let them pass through you, like clouds drifting across a vast and endless sky. You are not responsible for her choices. You are not to blame for her pain. You offered her love, and that was enough. You stood by her side, and that was enough. You shared your heart, and that was enough. Her decision to turn away, to weave a narrative of falsehood, to choose envy over sisterhood that is hers to carry, not yours. Release the burden of her actions. Release the need to understand why. Release the hope that she will change, at least for now. Trust that her journey, like yours, is guided by a wisdom greater than your own, and that the same light that holds you will one day reach her, if she allows it. Forgiveness, my beloved, will be your greatest act of courage. Not the forgiveness that excuses her betrayal, nor the forgiveness that invites her back into your sacred spaces without repentance. No, this is a forgiveness that sets you free. A forgiveness that says, I will not carry your darkness any longer. I will not let your choices define my peace. This forgiveness is not for Hiro, it is for you. It is the act of loosening the chains of resentment, of letting go of the anger that could tether you to this pain. It is the choice to walk forward, unburdened, with your heart open to the love that still surrounds you, the love that still awaits you. Forgiveness does not mean you forget. It does not mean you pretend the wound never happened. It means you choose to heal, to grow, to shine, even in the face of what tried to break you. And you will shine, my dearest. Oh, how you will shine! Your light, though it has been tested, is stronger now, refined by the fire of this trial. It is a light that will draw others to you, those who see you clearly, who love you fiercely, who celebrate your growth without envy. They are out there, waiting to walk beside you, to hold your hand, to cheer you on. Seek them. Trust them.